Hola, hola, hola otra vez. Bienvenidos al tercer capítulo. Ahora sí vamos a ver. Esperemos que tengamos un poquito más de acción.
Everybody, this is not her fault. She's a very nice girl and, more importantly, a fan.
Ujú. Mamut.
Seriously, Al, what you were saying in the car? Just listen to yourself. What, you shot a guy and his body just disappeared? When was the last time you slept? What, are you high? Have you been drinking?
No! Look, Barry, I'm missing a week, and someone's got Alice, and everything's just...
Do you understand what it sounds like when you say stuff like that? Don't get me wrong, it's a good story, could be a bestseller. But when you start confusing fiction with reality, you're buying yourself a ticket to the funny farm.
Wait here.
Ok, estamos en la terracita. Buen paisaje, realmente. Buen
Easy
paisaje.
there, boy. I'm almost done.
¿Qué
Hey, Rusty,
pasa?
right? You rent cabins.
Oh, Mr. Wake, I'd shake your hand, but mine are kind of full here. Actually, I'm sorry about this. Would you mind grabbing the registration form from the desk? It's just across from Bucktooth Charlie.
Okay, sure.
Ay, perrito.
Crazy poachers. Max here got his foot caught in a trap. They're illegal to use here. Hell, you're not supposed to hunt within the park at all. But that doesn't stop some lowlifes.
Seriously, Al, you can't just go and meet a kidnapper. Those situations always end up in disaster. You gotta talk to the cops.
She's my wife, and it's my call. Can we talk about this later?
No, this whole thing is... Listen, you hit your head. I mean, geez, Al, come on. You gotta understand how crazy all this sounds. If you're trying to pull a joke on me, freak me out, it's working. Ha ha, let's have a laugh on Barry. Well, you had me going there real funny, Al. You can quit it now.
Ya, cállate, papi. Siempre son como esos güeyes en todas las películas e historias. Son
This is the form
nefastos.
you wanted?
De la verga.
And here are the keys. Okay, you're all set, Mr. Wake. Glad to have you staying here.
Thanks. Can you tell me how to get to Lover's Peak?
Oh, sure. It's at the end of the nature trail. Just follow the paths, you'll get to it eventually. It's an easy walk. Nice spot, too.
Bueno, pues vámonos.
Look, Al, you're asking me to believe that you shot a dude who went poof into thin air, a guy who was bulletproof until you pointed a flashlight at him. You hear that from...
Ya cállate, cállate, vámonos.
That's just crazy talk, Al. Al. Al? We should go to the sheriff or call the FBI.
Damn it, Barry, they'll kill her! This is not a goddamn debate, Barry. I'm going to Lover's Peak. He said to come alone.
Okay then. I understand. But you're my best friend and I'm worried that you're not right in the head. Tell me what to do to help and I'll do it.
You stay here, and if I'm not back by morning, call the cavalry.
Just be careful with the natives, Al. These yokels are dangerous. Everybody hates
Y
us
siempre en la noche
for
aquí
us, but we
empieza lo
deliver it.
bueno. Los abuelos. Siento que el Barry se va a convertir ay, ¿cómo se llaman esos güeyes? Los Takens. O sepa. Pero agarramos baterías, que es importante. Nuestro cafecito está cerrado. Y ahora sí, vamos. Vamos a darle. ¿Qué es esto? No, mami, no ilumina nada. Pero bueno. Vámonos. Vamos a continuar con este juego. Y... ok, vamos un poquito más para allá. Siempre hay algo interesante. O cosas que nos pueden ayudar a completar el 100% del juego. Digo, al final del día, siempre hace falta algo, ¿no? Que siempre está súper oculto. en, no sé, en cualquier esquina, rinconcito que piensas que no va a haber algo, siempre hay algo. Pero en fin, ya podemos continuar, no hay nada ahí. Nel Paz. Nel Pastel.
I knew I should have gone to the cops. This wasn't the smartest thing I'd ever done, but I was still angry with Barry for trying to talk me out of it. These people had called me right in the sheriff's station. The cops wouldn't scare them, and they had Alice.
I'll wait here, Al. I'll hold down the fort. I'll be with you in spirit every step of the way, Al. Walk through the door now.
Sí, sí, sí. No sé si se han dado cuenta que todas las historias de terror son como en situaciones boscosas, bueno, como en ambientes boscosos, en pueblitos chiquitos. Nunca te van a poner una historia de terror
Barry had the keys to the car he rented. Wasn't a long walk to the
en la
visitor center,
playa.
and it wouldn't be any use to me in the forest.
Nada más como dato curioso. O si saben de una historia de terror que se dé en la playa, ahí avísenme para verla. O para no verla, la neta, me cagan las historias de terror. De hecho, yo no sé por qué estamos jugando esto, pero vamos a seguir dándole. Tenemos un revólver. Y siento que aquí van a comenzar a salir los malos. Pero ya estamos jugando. Vamos a meternos aquí de... Ay, güey. Me espanta. Ruido aquí en la casa. Ah, cabrones, hijos de la chingada. Tengo perros y... hicieron ruido. Y me espanté horrible. Una... ya falta la cámara para que vean mi reacción.
Back to the show, folks. As promised, our very own Dr. Nelson has just parked his rear end in the studio. Doc, what's your Deerfest plan like?
My plan? You make it sound a lot more organized than I ever
¡Qué
seen
verga!
No plan, really. Just taking the atmosphere. I'm getting a little too rickety.
Eso estuvo...
You know. Oh, tell me about it. No sack race for us older gentlemen, huh?
Yes, exactly, Pat. But I'm gonna check out the party.
Eso estuvo... denso, no sé si lo vieron. Un monito que apareció ahí por la ventana. Sí estuvo... de miedo, ¿no? Esos factores no me gustan. Ah, si van a salir... ¡Chingada madre! Hijos de la chingada. Ay, güey, qué miedo. No me acordaba que fuera tan... esa madre cómo se mueve sola. ¿Qué está pasando? Como que de pronto estamos cambiando ahí a situaciones de... siento yo que se cambia al mundo como de la oscuridad. Quiero creer yo. Ok, ok, ok. No hay nada. ¿Qué nos va a salir algo interesante?
Crime and punishment. The cancer and cure of civilization. But some crimes are impossible to punish, especially in Night Springs.
Es como un programa de televisión. No me acordaba que causaba tanta tensión en el juego. Pero es una buena historia realmente. Sigamos. ¿Por qué chingados no agarraste la camioneta? ¿Eh? Tan fácil. Bueno, a lo mejor él lo dijo, pero no presté atención realmente. Veamos, sigamos el camino. Tenemos más cosas del manuscrito. Recuerden que ya estamos.
It's true what they say about the fall and the sudden stop at the end. I'd lain here in the snow while the lurid chain of scenes that had led me here kept playing in my head. A rerun of my own private snuff movie. A memory of my corpse. Alone at my own wake. Thinking in metaphors again. The femme fatale was gone. Only a sour taste remained of the kiss that killed me.
Vaya.
This was a late goodbye. 13 years after I'd gotten my revenge, it had finally caught up with me. It had been a long time to bear the pain. My blood painted the snow red. A gruesome slushy dissolved all the scattered painkillers and leisurely dripped down to the sewer, mingling with the bile of the city, becoming one with it. I can see them now. My wife and my baby. Honey, I'm home.
In spite of its human mask, to describe the dark presence as intelligent would have implied human qualities on something decidedly inhuman. Nonetheless, it found the one spot in the diner that was dark enough. Some light spilled into the corridor, ravaging it. But it took the pain. Horrible as it was, the writer would soon fix that. He would be coming to the one place where it still had power.
Según yo, como que cuentan.
And the shadow vanished into the darkness it had come from. See? Nothing to it, Wake. The thought of Alice in his hands was revolting. We stood on the wooden platform of Lover's Peak, the waterfall on the mountain behind us, the lights of the radio mast blinking red in the heights above. I fought with the urge to take a swing, force myself to speak. Let's cut the act now. Where's my wife? Alice looked through the viewfinder, lining up the shot. Cauldron Lake was breathtaking. Something caught her eye. A figure standing in the shadows behind the cabin, like a thin woman in a black dress. She lowered the camera and looked again. No one there. Just a collection of bushes that looked vaguely human-shaped. She shook her head and laughed.
Qué
He had
raro.
never gotten along with Alice, but he knew Alan loved her with an almost frightening intensity. And now something had happened to Alice. And here was Al armed with a gun and saying things people got put in padded cells for. It was as if his friend had experienced a massive psychotic episode and was now totally disconnected from reality. It scared the shit out of Barry.
Ok, unos minutitos para leer todos. Se supone que todos estos manuscritos que estamos agarrando van a contar cosas que van a pasar en el juego, si no mal recuerdo. Entonces, supongo que aquí va a aparecer alguien. Otro manuscrito. Creo que hay un botón más fácil para acceder a los manuscritos. Y creo que vamos bien. Vamos agarrando todos.
As if some rotten drowned thing had crawled up from its grave. Rusty kept coughing blood. My eyes were drawn to the twisted shape of his broken leg. The attack had been vicious. Max whined in his cage. Rusty's eyes were wild with fear and terror. He gasped. Mr. Wake, it happened just the way it was on that page.
Ok, me está gustando, me está metiendo intriga, pero a la vez un poquito de miedo. Y más porque juego en la pinche noche. Y eso no me gusta. Ok.
The vision left me weak. This was no head injury.
A ver, algo está pasando.
Rusty, hang on! I'm coming! Please, help me!
O Rusty es el güey que nos dio la cabaña, ¿no? Que el veterinario, bueno, que el güey que andaba cuidando a su perro. Chinga. Aquí hay algo, aquí hay algo. Ahí voy. Aguántame, aguante las carnes. Porque soy...
The ranger's office was locked. I'd need a key to get in.
Completador compulsivo, como el güey, el youtuber, el Simpa. Ahí voy, ya voy. ¿Dónde estás, carnal?
Hello?
¿Qué verga pasó? ¿Qué verga pasó?
Mr. Wake? Oh, hell. It happened just the way it was on that page. I found. Came true. It knew. So dark. It'll come back for me. You must... The lights. In the office. I have the key.
Okay, Rusty. Hang on. I'll be right back.
Okay.
This couldn't be far. Rusty had found a page from the manuscript. It would help me understand what had happened.
Eso sí está loquillo. Justo. Lo que les decía. De que... Estamos viviendo todo lo que está dentro del libro. O los manuscritos que en teoría son el libro. ¿Qué verga fue esto? Tengo una llave, vamos para allá. Justo donde quería entrar.
The only way to make sure that Rusty was safe was to get the power running and the lights back on.
Pues eso voy. Nada más estaba viendo si hay algo por ahí tiradito. El osito. Ok. Ahí hay otro manuscrito. Vamos a ver qué hay aquí. Rusty attacked by the Dark
The visitor
Brothers.
center was sturdy, but the impact turned the front of the building into splinters. Rusty was thrown across the lobby like a rag doll and hit the far wall hard. It didn't hurt until he tried to move and saw his leg bend the wrong way, felt the broken ribs stabbing him on the inside. Rusty howled in pain and fear, suddenly afraid to die alone. At the last instant, I changed direction and threw myself down. The axe splintered the trunk of a tree. I stumbled into the pool of bright light. My lungs burned. I was too exhausted to move. I tensed as I waited for the killing blow, but it never came. I raised my head. Nothing moved in the darkness beyond. For the moment, bathed in the cold light, I was safe.
Ok, algo va a pasar. Y no sé qué sea. Tú agarra todo lo que encuentras. Baterías, munición. Chinga.
I was too late. Someone had destroyed the circuit breaker. There was no way to get the lights back on.
Ya se chingaron a ese güey.
Rusty!
The ground was covered with oily patches that looked like liquid darkness.
Ok. Es este güey. A ver. Ok, esto ya me lo sé. Para ahorrar un poquito de... Como que le... Otra vez le sacas como lucecita. Estaría bueno que... Este güey sepa golpear o algo. Chinga, ¿qué pasó? Ah. Ok.
Something had torn a mammoth-sized hole in the wall.
No es este güey, no se vaya a mover. Valió verga.
Don't feed the animals.
¿Qué fue eso?
Fishing
Is only permitted
for those purchase of park
fishing.
license. Obey
The park ranger's instructions.
at all times. Rusty, no! Never,
Closer than 100 yards.
Es el Rusty.
never approach any other wildlife closer than
25 yards.
pets must be leashed.
At all times.
Never leave your
And unattended.
Apúrale, apúrale, apúrale.
any objects or historical artifacts from the park.
¿Dónde está? ¿Dónde está? Cárgale, cárgale, papi. Échale la luz. Un trofeito los conseguimos. Bien. No sé qué va. Échale la luz, échale la luz. Esquívale eso. Mira, como profesional. Otra vez estás muy lejos. Y mira, otro, otro y otro. Ok, ok, vamos a ver qué hay acá. Realmente está medio tétrico, pero... Ok, vamos a seguir caminando. Vamos a ver, ok. Que 22 minutos llevamos, todavía falta un tramo, pero tengo que dejar de jugar porque tengo pendientes que hacer y creo que lo podemos dejar aquí. Y podemos continuar con el episodio mañana. Ya se está poniendo bastante bueno. El segundo capítulo o el segundo video fue un poquito lento, puro corto. Este juego es muy narrativo, aunque es bueno, te cuentan mucho de la historia. Y este ya se puso un poquito más interesante, de acción y sí, algunos sustitos, ¿vale? Entonces, muchas gracias por todo, por seguirme, los que están viendo este videito, espero que les haya gustado. Pronto pondré una camarita para que vean cómo me espanto para este tipo de juegos o mis reacciones. Muchas gracias, cuídense, a la próxima.